Hey, what up, Who That Nation? This is No Cap, No Filter Saints. I'm your host, Marley G. In this stream, we're gonna go ahead on and talk about some of the matchups that we could be looking forward to be seeing tomorrow between the Saints and the Vikings. We're gonna also discuss the whole it was like a war zone on Saints Twitter yesterday, talking about Dennis Allen, and just how he's doing as the Saints head coach. And of course, by us being the Saints, we also got to discuss the Michael Thomas arrest. Like I say, man, excuse me. Like I say, man, growing up, my mom, she had the story, she had the soap operas, she had General Hospital, all my children and all that type of stuff. Me, I got the New Orleans Saints. It's always going to be some drama right around the corner with the Saints. The next storyline right around the corner with the Saints. What's up? Who that? Mike. I mean, Hurricane Mike. Yeah, it's gonna always be some always next storyline with the Saints. Something just to grab our attention. What's the next topic of discussion? Like, and this Michael Thomas thing was just right on cue. Right before the game, as we talking about Dennis Allen. It just don't surprise me. And we also got to talk about, Jaden Daniels' performance. Like a lot of people want this guy to be in the black and gold. I want him to be in the black and gold. Looking forward to the future for our QB1. Somebody that could just sit behind, call like 1 year and develop and learn the offense, learn how to be a pro, learn how to, you know, just come into the NFL and just jump up from that college to the NFL game and, just take a seat back and just take everything in, and then just hand the keys to him in his second year. So we're gonna have to talk about that because he threw for like 372, ran for like 270, 260 or something like that. He had over 500 yards by himself. Three touchdowns, two rushing touchdowns. Like Heisman that man. We're gonna have to go ahead on and talk a little bit about him too. But first of all, let's go ahead on and get into this Saints matchup with the Vikings, and then we could just pivot over to Dennis Allen. I challenge all the Dennis Allen supporters to come on stream, come pop your shit, come talk what you need to say that you could feel like you could defend Dennis Allen and just make some good points, some educated points, some logic, and I'm not here to shame you. I'm not here to call you out. We could just have a casual debate. We could have a casual talk and you listen to me, I listen to you, and sure, we can agree to disagree. But can't nobody change my mind on how I feel about Dennis Allen. The only person that can change my mind is Dennis Allen. But at this point, I feel like you are who you are. But we'll get into that after we talk about the matchups. So far, I feel like the matchups are pretty even. I feel like this team matchups very well with the Saints. Everything that we kind of, you know, is doing bad in, they kind of like thrive in. They have the mobile quarterback with Josh Dobbs. We do kind of bad at that. Uh, we don't have no no pass rush, and they got some real good offensive tackles. So it's going to be hard to like rush Josh Dobbs in this game, I believe. Um, when it comes to blocking Daniel Hunter, that's going to be a challenge of itself. Ryan Ramczyk, he's been doing good as of late, and I expect him to do a pretty decent job on Daniel Hunter. But I do expect Daniel Hunter to just wreak havoc and beat Daniel Hunter. I think they're going to switch him on both sides, so Pete going to get a little bit of action of him too. Um, it's a shame that we don't see Davenport and Pennant in this game. That's what I really wanted to see, like just to see how that that matchup would just look. But it's probably best not for that matchup to even take place because it's just like, damn, we got our two first round picks that we traded up for playing against each other a couple of years prior to even drafting Davenport in the first place. So that just basically just says that, damn, we missed out on that pick, especially giving up all the capital that we gave for him. So that would have been a nice matchup to watch, especially if Pete especially if Penning could have got the best of Davenport. Then that'd have kind of made it just like, damn, we really messed up on that pick. So, uh, at the end of the day, I'm not no hater of Marcus Davenport. I felt like he should never have been drafted to us in the first place. I just felt like we just did a reach with that pick. Kenner is 2-0 versus the Saints. Yeah, Mike. Yeah. Like, whatever Kenner got going on versus the Saints, we just need to go ahead on and stay up out of there. Like, as soon as we leave Kenner, make sure we have our seatbelt on. Make sure we have our, make sure our blankets working. Make sure we don't get into it with nobody. Make sure we following the speed limit. We just gotta stay on our p's and q's out there in Kenner, and all surrounding areas at that matter. Just you don't want to see the players getting in trouble. But I do expect a master class from Michael Thomas this game. I think he's going to be pumped up for it. He had 0 catches in last week matchup versus the who we played last week. Who did we beat? The Bears. Uh, what 2 targets, 0 catches, but all of a sudden now he want to catch the fade. That's crazy. How you go from 0 catches to now want to catch the fade. But yeah, man, he was, accused of throwing some bricks and things of that nature. Like, you would have thought this dude was looking like the early 2000s version of Shaq, just out here throwing bricks left and right at people. So, but I do think the business owner was just chasing clout. I think it's really going to backfire on him. He's really going to hurt his business. Nobody going to mess with him. I think he was trying to use Michael Thomas' name to maybe just man, look, if I'm Michael Thomas, I'm assembling the best defamation uh lawyers possible. Like, I'm calling Cardi B herself. She's the queen of defamation when it comes to playing with her name. You're not going to get away with playing with her name with some false uh narratives or some false claims. So if I'm Michael Thomas, I'm trying to get in contact with Cardi B by any means necessary. Let's see what's good. No cap. What up, Jerry? What up? Good thing Michael Thomas playing Sunday. Oh yeah, man. I think Michael Thomas is gonna be in his bag, man. We should be expecting to see some targets to Mike. We should expect to see him get in the end zone. Uh, the Vikings are a very well coached team, though. Make no mistake about it. They're a very well coached team on defense. Their defensive coordinator is actually damn, what's the dude name? Flores, Brian Flores. So, man, just expect the Vikings to give us some good looks, man. This is not going to be a pretty game. I don't believe. I don't think we're going to blow this team out. Um, the Bears game has really shown me that this coaching staff really holds us back. All the turnovers that we had, and we still didn't blow that team out. I predicted us to beat the Bears 30-13. I was kind of I was off by my prediction, but we still won the game. So I expect us to go 6-4, against the Vikings. My score prediction versus the Vikings, uh, I think we're gonna do maybe 24-17. I think it's gonna be a pretty even matchup. I think Danielle Hunter, he's gonna pretty much wreck shop. I think uh he's gonna be in Carl's face all afternoon. I believe that the running game needs to get better, but I don't know if it's gonna get better this game. Um Hopefully Alvin Kamara could get some good touches. Uh, I see Jamal Williams. He probably could have a good game since he used to play against that team twice a year. He played with the Packers and he played with the Lions, so he's kind of familiar with the Vikings in general. But I don't know if he's familiar with Brian Flores' defense. I think he had just got this job this year. I don't think he was there last year, so I'm not sure on that. But at the end of the day, I feel like when it comes to the Saints, we really need to stop the quarterback scramble. We need to stop Josh Dobbs letting him, break away free and getting escaping the pocket. They have some good tackles, but they interior O line, that's probably something that we could take advantage of. I think Roach, Brian Brzee, Nathan Shepard, and Colin Sanders, I think they can have a big day. I think they could feast. Don't expect Big Creep Carl to have much success. Don't expect Cam Jordan to have much success unless they just, flush unless they just get, maybe if Josh Dobbs get flushed within the pocket, like not escaping outside, but like we could send him back in, then they could probably have success. But other than that, I don't expect our ends to just do anything unless we just doing stunts or, maybe spin moves to the inside, things like that, or sending up exotic blitzes. But we definitely got to stop T.J. Hawkinson. Tight end's been doing very well against us as of late. We seen it in the Colts game. We seen it versus the Bears with Cole Kmet. I really think that May and Matthew gonna have their work cut out for them, depending on what type of looks we're gonna give. Maybe they're gonna have to put the rookie Jordan Howard on them, but maybe that's too big of a task. We're gonna see. It's gonna be a good, interesting matchup to see how we handle Hawkinson. But we still got to worry about Madison. This is a pretty good bag. The run defense been lacking as of late, in my opinion, especially early in the first half. Like the defense in the first half really need to come alive. We don't need to wait till the second half to come alive. We need to put it into everything in the first half. Anything that's just going their way, we need to shut it down early. Don't just wait till the second half to just adjust and just fix all these things that's just going wrong in the first and second quarter. Uh, then we have to worry about the wide receiver Addison. Man, look here. He's going to be hard to stop regardless, I feel like. I think that Addison, he's really shifty. So the matchup with him and Marshawn is going to be more steeper than you think. Like Marshawn, he can lock down those big physical wide receivers pretty much. But when it comes to those small, shifty wide receivers, he have a little bit of trouble. I think he's fast, so I think that could present some troubles for Debo. And he's witty, so I think that could present some troubles when it comes to like route running. When it comes to Alante Taylor, just for his play up in the slot and his inexperience. So I think he's going to be a matchup nightmare for us. Him and TJ, and the legs of Josh Dobbs. So I expect this game to really be a real close knit game all the way to the end, and whoever have the ball last might just come out as the winner. Blake Groupie really gonna have to make some tough kicks. I think it's gonna be nip and tuck. Blake Groupie really gotta come through for us, and Lou Hetley gotta really put the defense in good field position. Let's just focus on going 6-4 Sunday. Oh yeah, man, we need to go ahead and get this dub, Jerry, before we play Falcons. Saints win by 18. Hurricane Mike says, I don't think we're gonna win by 18, Mike. I don't see this. But if we do, I would definitely say that you definitely called it before everyone. Let's see. I'm predicting the Saints to win. Yeah, me too. Flores was with the Steelers last year. Well, the Steelers, they had a pretty good defense last year. So we see that Brian Flores, he knows what he's doing. So I expect that Brian Flores, he really sends some different looks to us. Um, you got Harrison Smith back there, ball hawking. So you got Daniel Hunter. He's going to be causing havoc up front. Like we really got our matchups, to be really looking at that. This team got a 5-4 record. Yeah, they have a 5-4 record, but they make no mistake about it. We can't take them lightly just because Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson is not playing. Like we could not take this team lightly. I feel like they got better coaching than us. So just because we have a better roster, I think they got the coaching. So and on top of that, they coming off for emotional wins. They got some momentum going on, and we do too. So it's going to be a dogfight. Not to mention that this is for playoff seeding. Like if we could beat them, and if we could beat Atlanta twice, we're going to be in full control. We're already like in a lead in the division right now. But if we could beat this team right here and beat Atlanta, we in full control. We don't play any more AFC teams, to my knowledge, anymore. So we definitely got to take advantage of the NFC teams that we play, especially the ones that have the same record as us, so we can hold a tiebreaker. I don't know why I'm coughing, but y'all excuse that. But yeah, I think special team is going to play a real pivotal role in this game. We really need to take advantage of the field position when it comes to the punt. We really need to take advantage of making our field goal kicks regroup and get his name called upon. So that's just how I feel when it comes to the matchups on special teams. On offense, I really feel like maybe this may be the week we could start clicking a little bit better with just efficiency when it comes to getting first downs on first and second down, staying on the field, building drives, methodically getting up the field, scoring in the red zone, getting our playmakers the ball, um, pretty much giving Taysom Hill a good 12 snaps this game. Hopefully, we could put out Jimmy Graham in the red zone. And I just want to see us, pass on 2nd and 10. I want to see us throw the ball to the sticks when it comes to getting a first down on 3rd down. Like, and when it's 3rd and short, get 3rd and short. When it's 3rd and long, make sure you, like, if it's 3rd and 8, don't throw a 3-yard pass. If it's 3rd and 8, throw a 7-yard pass, throw an 8-yard pass. Hell, even throw a 10-yard pass. Let's just throw to the sticks. Mike says every Sunday game is and was at 12 for the Saints. Did anyone else notice that? Every Sunday's game is and was at 12. Oh, yeah, we ain't got that many primetime games, Mike. Before the season, they predicted us having like 9 wins. So Vegas ain't really see much, us as a threat. They ain't really see much as of a contender when it comes to picking the Super Bowl picks and the real contenders of the NFC. When it comes to this type of stuff, they look at 3 things. They look at who's your head coach, who's your quarterback, and who's your offensive coordinator if the head coach is not offensive minded. They look at these 3 things. And as we can see, those 3 things are real instrumental to the team's success. If you got that head coach marriage, you're going to be guaranteed at least a good 4 wins just off that alone. So that is very important when it comes to picking a team on how many wins they have. Now, next season, if we do, if we was to finish out like 11 games, then we'll probably have a few more primetime games. But mark my words, next season, watch how many primetime games the Houston Texans have. Everybody's going to want to see C.J. Stroud because he's been box office. So, the head coach, offensive coordinator, quarterback, that trio right there, that is what they basically looking at when they predicting these teams and how many wins they're going to have. So, and if we want these primetime games, we need to go out there and earn it. We can't have nothing just given to us. We got to go out there and take it. So I don't mind us not having the primetime games. Don't look at us right now. Let us go out there, earn it, and if we get it for next year, then cool. If not, then sure, we don't deserve it because we got everything for the taking right now. Everything is on a silver platter for DA. We the most healthy I've ever seen us in like years. I'm talking about years. Like this the most healthy we ever been. And we had a good schedule coming into this year, an easy schedule. Everybody was talking about how historically easy the schedule is, and it's just getting even easier about a week. We gonna most likely not play Justin Jefferson. Kirk Cousins, he was playing at MVP level. We didn't play Justin Fields. We didn't play Anthony Richardson. We're not going to play Daniel Jones. Like, this is just a silver platter. And I don't want to hear that, oh, there's no such thing as an easy schedule is any given Sunday. If your life depended on it. If your life depended on the Eagles and the Panthers playing 5 games, majority of people are going to take the Eagles to beat the Panthers in 5 games. Therefore, it's a such thing as an easy schedule. It's good teams and it's bad teams. It is what it is. It's just the same reason why they got starters. Like some people are better than others. I mean, it's not. It's common sense. Now, at the end of the day, do you got to lace up your shoes and go out there on the field and prove it? Yes. But at the end of the day, some teams are better than others. Like that's just it is what it is. Like we don't need to just uh we don't need to just make that a thing. Like just give me a break with that. Um I'm gonna actually go ahead on and open up the chat right now. Uh Give me a minute so if anybody wanna call and chime in, you're more than welcome to, and we could go ahead on and discuss. Mm, go ahead on and send a link. All right, so yeah, man. As far as the matchups go, that's the matchups. Let me talk about Dennis Allen. I just talked about this silver platter that we have. If you follow Saints Twitter, you know that it was a whole lot of commotion yesterday about Dennis Allen, and you have Dennis Allen supporters and you have Dennis Allen doubters. Me, I'm on the side of a doubter. Like he'll have to really show me that he's learned from his mistakes and he's just a better head coach. But right now, he hasn't shown me anything. A lot of Dennis Allen supporters out there feel like he's the one that's holding the team together. We could be much worse. Uh, he's trending in the right direction when it comes to his win loss record with the Saints. Um, but my thing is, what evidence do you have to prove that? Like, we're barely beating the teams that we supposed to be winning. I'm not gonna say easily winning, but we supposed to just not be making it more harder than what it is. Like, I feel like we shoot ourselves in the foot too much, and that's just a reflection on coaching. It's a reflection on preparation. It's a reflection on not taking advantage of matchups that we're supposed to take care of. It's a reflection on situational uh, game awareness in big moments, huge moments that could be heavily decided of a game outcome. So when it comes to these coaches, Dennis Allen and Pete Carmichael, which Dennis Allen chose Pete Carmichael to be his offensive coordinator. Now, it is some rumors that they kind of like wanted Pete Carmichael to be the offensive coordinator because not many other offensive coordinators wanted the job to work with Dennis Allen. I don't know how true that is, but that's kind of crazy that offensive coordinators around the league decided not to take the job with the Saints with all this offensive firepower. Michael Thomas, Rashid Shaheed, Taysom Hill, Alvin Kamara, all these guys just not to work with Dennis Allen. Like, think about that. Think about that for the Dennis Allen supporters. You know, all this firepower, and it's only 32 jobs of an offensive coordinator in the whole world. So you didn't want to be one of 32 men on the job just because you didn't want to work with Dennis Allen. That's telling. That's very telling to me. Um, And like I say, man, this in the NFL, they have their circles, they have their groups. People talk. Everybody know everybody. People know everybody's strengths, weaknesses. They know people skeletons in a closet. It's just like high school. It's just like closet. You might not speak to this guy all the time, but you kind of know some of his secrets. Just from talk. So if people don't want to work with somebody, people talk, and some people just aren't respected, and some people just aren't you know, highly touted. And I think Dennis Allen, he's one of those guys who's just not highly touted and just not respected. And it shows with the play of the players week in and week out. And it shows how it just don't feel like he got control over this team. So a lot of people just feel like the guy's in on his head. And I kind of agree. I just don't think he's head coach material. I think he's a great defensive coordinator and not a good head coach. And that's fine. Like everybody calling is not the same. Like you could be an amazing Hall of Fame defensive head coach, but just because head coach is not your calling, don't mean it's not the end of the world. And he could really construct a good roster. Like these last 2 years, he really constructed a great roster for the team. So I feel like if all else fails when it comes to being on the sideline, if he wants to, he may have a a calling with the front office, like when it comes to Jeff Ireland's of the world, and just scouting talent, because he can't miss when it comes to DB, and I really feel like he play a huge role when it comes to the defensive back position. Like just think about all the defensive backs that we had in his tenure here: Marcus Williams. Think about the guys he brung in: Marcus May, Tyrann Mathieu, drafting guys like Marshawn Lattimore, Isaac you item. You got Adebo, you got Jordan Howden, you got uh Alante Taylor. I mean, The list goes on and on. So when it comes to like scouting, especially on the defensive side of the ball, that's in the secondary, the man know what he doing. So if you're a franchise and you looking for a guy that could come in and come construct your roster, I think Dennis Allen, he probably he he has the evidence that he shows he's capable of doing that. Like, don't forget, when it comes to the Raiders, he did select Khalil Mack, and he turned out to have a pretty good career. He did select Derek Carr. He turned out to have a pretty good career, despite what you may think about him. Like, when it comes to Dennis, when it comes to Derek Carr career numbers, he is a has good quarterback stats. Like, he's just not a elite quarterback or a great quarterback, but he's solid, and that's all that we expected from him. Like, a lot of people was putting him as that dark horse MVP because we had a lot of these weapons and we had the defense, and I understand that. But at the end of the day, though, it really comes down to coaching with the head coach, and it comes down to the offensive coordinator, and these guys overseeing the team and putting everybody in the best position to succeed. Won't be able to call in tonight. It's been a long week for me. Maybe next week. All right, Jerry, that's fine, man. Just call in when you can. I'm about to go ahead on and bring on Mike. What up, Mike?
What up?
What you got for us?
Yeah, Saints Vikings tomorrow. Um, should be a fun one. We always have interesting games in Minnesota. I think I like our chances. Um, but there's something telling me that for some reason, and I'm not trying to be negative, but I don't see Joshua Dobbs finishing the game. I don't know why. But like something's telling me that Dobbs is not gonna stay in as the Vikings quarterback for the entire game. I don't know why that's just in my head now.
Well, they have some good offensive linemen, but when it
Yeah.
comes to the offense, he's still fairly new. So I could see some miscues happen when it comes to maybe calling the protections, and if we just get to him and we kind of like rough him up, or you know we need to go to the sideline for a few drives. I could maybe see that, but at the end of the day, I just hope that we just go up in there and take care of business. Like, I just want to see the team look better overall. Like, um, besides Dobbs, who do you think we need to worry about the most on their whole offense?
Well, they don't have Jefferson.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have Akers.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the guy that we have to pay attention to is the young rookie Jordan Addison.
Yeah.
TJ Hawkinson, he's good and all. But to be honest, you can call me crazy. I'm more scared of Jordan Addison than I am of TJ Hawkinson. That's just me. And hey, I drafted him in a couple leagues in fantasy because I actually believe in him. I think he had like the most touchdowns of any rookie this year. So and I believed in Jordan Addison. I thought he was going. I honestly thought he was going to be a top 10 draft pick last year, and that's not me being crazy. That's because I scouted him, and I feel like he was definitely a sleeper. And I know he was a first round pick, so it does not really identify as a sleeper, but he was definitely a sleeper in my eyes. I thought he had a top 10 pick potential. I honestly wanted the Saints to draft him, but obviously we didn't have a chance to. But I feel like Jordan Addison is a better weapon than TJ Hawkinson. That's not a knock on Hawkinson. I know what he can do, but that's like, would you rather the old bull or the young calf?
I mean, when it comes to if you're talking about the old boy, you're referring to Adam Thielen.
Yep.
Well, Adam Thielen, he gave Marshawn Lattimore fits here and there. Last year in London, Justin Jefferson gave Marshawn Lattimore fits here and there throughout the game. So if Justin Jefferson plays, I'm up for the challenge. Bring it on, like mano a mano. But Adam Thielen, of course, he's in Carolina now, and they have Jordan Addison. And I said earlier, I said Jordan Addison. He's shifty, and I feel like those shifty guys give Marshawn Lattimore the most fits because they
Mm.
could just break in and out of their routes real good and they slide. And I just feel like he's better suited to go against those physical tall wide receivers like Mike Evans and people like DJ Metcalf. But when it comes to guys like Paulson Adebo, I think Paulson Adebo he has trouble with guys who are just speedsters, and I think Jordan Addison he don't have game wrecking speed, but at the same time he has enough speed to just kind of like get past Adebo if Adebo is just caught slipping, and Adebo don't have that same type of uh uh comeback speed like Alante Taylor does. But what he does have over Alante Taylor is more experience. And when it comes to Alante Taylor, especially in the slot, I think that probably would give Alante Taylor some fits if Addison was to be matched up on
Yep.
Alante. So it's going to be interesting to see. How do you feel about Hunter going against our tackles? I think he's going to be on Ram for the most part, but they might switch him over to P side here and there and give him some looks as well.
You know what I think we should do?
What?
I think I just Pete or Ron Ramchick, whoever is gonna block them. I want them to go into the locker room before the game, get their cushions, their wrapping paper, their toilet paper, or whatever, and try not to die too much when they face Hunter. Yeah. I mean, because hey, the Saints, like, we're not really that great when it comes to guys like Hunter. Like, because the new Hunter, there was rumors about him coming to the black and gold at the trade deadline. Never happened. Kind of disappointing. And I told Saints fans that everybody wanted Hunter Renfro. Oh, he has Carr, or he had Carr with chemistry in Oakland/Vegas. But you know what I told him? I told him, don't go after a third weapon. Go after a guy to force havoc on the quarterback, because that's what the Saints lack of. Granderson, he's been all right. He's been pretty good. He's definitely our best pass rusher this year by far. But who else we got? Cam Jordan, he's good, but age is definitely against him right now. Peyton Turner is out for like the 10th time this in the past 3 years, and I don't know anybody else on the D line other than Colin Saunders, but he's just a fullback at this point. So I feel like the Saints should have definitely got somebody um for the defensive line.
Well,
But
we got Brian Brzee.
oh yeah, that's true. But Brian Brzee, you know, he's just a rookie, so he's gonna he's a rookie, so I don't really count him yet as like a pass rusher. Well, obviously he's a pass rusher, but I don't count him as like a dominant pass rusher yet. Because like, for example, Cam Jordan, he had 1 sack in his rookie year. He has 100. He has like over like 120 now. So yeah,
Well, we still have Roach. He's been doing pretty well. They have one of the best tackles in the game, Dara Shaw. On the other side of him, they have another good tackle. I'm not sure what his name is, but he's pretty
Bradbury.
good. Yeah, he's pretty good too as well. But the interior, that's where we can attack the most. Like if we're gonna really get to Dobbs, I think it's gonna be best to get the pressure up the middle. We
Yeah,
could get the pressure up the middle. We could maybe send uh help with uh Demario. We could send help with maybe Bond, have Bond spy and have Bond pass rush. I just hope they don't have Bond in coverage on TJ. That's gonna be a death sentence waiting to happen. Maybe we could send some cornerback blitzes with Alante. A lot of good stuff happen when Alante is coming on a blitz. A lot of good stuff happened with the Mario sent on a blitz. But yeah, when it comes to their tackles, they have some good tackles. But I think that we could take advantage of their interior. Their interior is the weakness of their offensive line. So we're gonna see the matchup when it comes to that.
yeah, yeah. Um, I just I feel like the Saints have a good chance this week. Um, I feel like the Saints they should double team Hunter a lot because like Daniil Hunter he outsacks like half the teams in the NFL. So if we get him out the picture, we don't really have to worry about the Vikings defense too much. Like the Vikings, like obviously as a Saints fan, I would love nothing more than to beat the Vikings. So yeah,
Well, when it comes to Hunter, if you mentioned us double teaming him. Um, expect to see a lot of Jamal Williams because he is a very good pass protector. Like a lot of the success that we had on offense versus the Bears was because of the good blocking that Jamal Williams was giving us. So expect to see a lot of Jamal Williams, and like I said earlier, he knows that team. He used to play against them twice when he played on the Packers. He played against them twice when he played with for the Lions. So you know, that's like his strong suit, the red zone, sniffing the end zone, and just pass protection when it comes to the passing game. So maybe we could just have Ram hold up good and just by chance he get past Ram, Jamal will just, maybe chop block him and just slow him down so Carr could just have that extra time. Like now, hopefully Carr could just have good timing when it comes to Michael Thomas. Hopefully he can have good timing when it comes to Olave and just stringing together good drives with these routes. Um, how do you feel about Dennis Allen as a head coach with this schedule and we being 5-4 right now?
look, people definitely have proof of this. I'm not the biggest Dennis Allen fan, but one thing I will give him credit for, you might be like, I'm gonna give credit for the defense. In my opinion, he's probably one of the most overrated defensive coaches, but that's neither here or there. But I feel like the one upside part about Dennis Allen is his motivation. Because last year we did not see him getting this angry when somebody makes a mistake. This past game versus the Bears, somebody dropped a pass. Think it was. I think it might have been Juwan Johnson. It was either him or Olave. I don't know. I don't know. But somebody dropped a pass, and Dennis Allen was on him. That's what I like to see. And every time a good play happened, Dennis Allen was there cheering. And that's something I want our coach to do because that shows that you actually care and you don't let us just get mollywopped for 60 damn minutes. So, yeah, I definitely feel like Dennis Allen, there is improvement for him to be a head coach. I don't think he's an NFL coach yet, but who knows? Time will tell. Hey, I hope he proves me wrong. Because, like, if he proves me wrong, then I will I will give him all the credit because I'm not one of these Saints fans, aka Saints haters, that as soon as somebody starts doing well, I start trashing them. Like, no, if you wanna, if hey, look, this is what I'm saying. If you let the whole world know you did not coach good, I'm gonna let the whole world know they did coach good. It's only fair.
Okay, so I think coaching and having good players on your team goes hand in hand. A lot of people talk about Bill Belichick. He had Tom Brady. A lot of people talk about Sean Payton. He had Drew Brees, Andy Reid. He had Mahomes. Do you feel like Dennis Allen is kind of overrated as a defensive head coach just because we had that phenomenal 2017 draft and we got Marshawn shutting down the whole side of the field, locking up cornerbacks, and we just had like a lot of good players on this defense. Do you feel like he's overrated because he has such good players on the defense?
Yeah, because like Dennis Allen, I think he came over before Lattimore got here, and the defense was not good when as soon as Allen got here. But as soon as the 2017 season, we got all those rookies in, things changed. Things changed. And even when we got to the playoffs and played the Vikings, he had one shot, and that was to get the defensive formation to not allow Stephon Diggs to get that touchdown. And he blew it. And because we give a lot of crap to Marcus Williams for that, rightfully so. But you have to. So look, say you just put me out there, right? And you say go after the receiver, make sure it does not catch the pass. That's essentially what Marcus Williams did. But instead of telling him to let him catch the ball, then tackle him inbound so the clock will run, because like what Denstown should have done was get like basically like you would have two safeties in that area so that if Marcus Williams did not make the tackle, somebody else does. But you let Marcus Williams go 1-on-1 with Stephon Diggs. Nah, bro. And that basically ended our year. And the year after that, did the same thing versus the Rams, where you started letting them come back. And then the year after that, you forgot that Stephon Diggs was on the field once again. The year before, and then the year after that, um, well, that was basically the offensive fault. But then, the year after that, you started letting freaking Matt Ryan at the age of 40 or whatever start tearing us up. So I feel like he's kind of overrated in that sense. But yeah,
So when it comes to him stopping the mobile QB, you think that's more along the lines of him just doing a bad scheme, or you just think that was unluck with us drafting injured players like Peyton Turner and Marcus Davenport that supposed to be solidified on this defensive line, and us just having success against quarterbacks in general, or do you think that's just our defensive line is just not athletic enough to get to the quarterback right now? With Cam Jordan aging, and it's just only Carl Granderson.
well, I think it goes a little bit with both of it because, like, yes, like, because Dennis Allen, like, because I'm a defensive type of guy, because, like, I would rather, because, like, a guy, when I played football, because I played football before, I was a defensive end getting like 3 sacks a game because I knew how to play football, right? And my coach knew what scheme to put me in, and I was always on the right side, so we would always smush the quarterback. That's what I want Dennis Allen to do. You know you're playing up against Lamar Jackson. Put up a QB spy, which is what you did not do last year. You played up against who else? Like you played up against lots of mobile QBs. Jordan Love. There was no QB spy to be found. You know our defensive linemen cannot get to the quarterback a lot or get them when they're outside the pocket. So you always need that one linebacker to come in. Okay? Demario, excellent linebacker, but I don't want him like just being a run stopper. I want him on those QB spies. But Dennis Allen does the exact opposite and leaves it wide open that even if the quarterback does not run the ball, somebody's going to get open. And that's why we lost a lot of games last year and this year because he did not have the best scheme. And people are like, he can coach a hell of a defense. That may be true, but if that was true, then we would have, then our solidified defense wouldn't be allowing over 20 points to Baker freaking Mayfield. Wouldn't be allowing almost 20 points to Tyson Bagent. Wouldn't be, wouldn't be, our defense wouldn't have been struggling versus Ryan Tannehill going up the field. Man, get out here with that crap.
Mm. You mentioned Lamar Jackson. Did you check out the LSU versus Florida game tonight?
But what?
Did you check out the LSU versus Florida game tonight?
Sure did.
Uh, did that game have any? Uh, uh, did it sway your opinion on Jaden Daniels for the better or worse?
Well, ever since the Florida State game last year in week 1, because I didn't know who Jaden Daniels was. Because, like, back then and kind of now, I only focused on LSU for college football. Because, like, I didn't really see the purpose of watching these other teams get smacked by 50 points. But then I watched the LSU Florida State game. Even though we lost that game off of some BS, Jaden Daniels didn't look Didn't look special, but he was getting us down the field. So then I started watching us more, more and more, and Jaden Daniels was doing what I've always dreamed. He was basically doing, he was basically like Joe Burrow for LSU, except he could escape the pocket. Like, and I remember it was that Alabama game of last year, not this year because this year they decided to take him out, but last year we played Bama, November 4th, 2022. It was a slow game, but then the final few minutes, we were the game was picking up, and I remember because people were telling me, "Man, you should just watch the Pelicans because LSU's gonna get smacked by Bama," and I said no, and I said it up going into that game. LSU was gonna pull off the upset because it was an upset. LSU was like 10 and Bama was like 6, and I told everybody LSU will upset Bama, and Jaden Daniels did not disappoint. We were in overtime, right? Bama gets the touchdown. It's okay because it's not NFL, it's college football rules. So we still have a chance to retaliate. First play, Jaden Daniels runs for a touchdown. Then when we go for two, he gets the 2-point conversion. And in that moment, when the crowd was rushing the field, I realized we have our guy. And that Florida game, I was not impressed. You know why? Because I know, and trust me, I know Jaden Daniels can do that. So, whatever NFL team, I hope it's the Saints, but whatever NFL team drafts him, you're getting a stud. And that's what I got for you.
Yeah, man. I don't watch much college, but I was kind of on the Phoenix hype train and the Jaden Daniels hype train. Now I'm fully committed to the Jaden Daniels hype train. I would like to see this dude get drafted by the Saints. I hope they do not overthink it. Like he could easily just come in, sit behind Cole for like a year, and after that, just hand him the keys, man, and just you know let him just be the quarterback of the future and let just start a whole new era. Um, I don't know why people talk about his size as a downside. The dude literally bigger than Lamar Jackson, and
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson was an MVP, and he's healthy this year. And look at what their team record is this year. He's beating the Seahawks. He's beating the Lions. You know, they don't just beat the teams they supposed to beat. They beat the teams that's kind of playoff contenders. So don't overthink this Saints. Go ahead, get this dude, get him early. I wouldn't mind getting him with the first or second pick that we have from Denver. Uh, if we don't get him, we just got to realize that it's other teams in this division that need a quarterback too. So if we don't get him and he goes to the Bucks, if he goes to the the Falcons, like he's gonna remember getting passed on by the Saints. So
Yeah.
you know that's all I got to say about that, man. So I hope we get him like you say, and it could just be a new era. And man, just because you're getting a quarterback, don't mean that he have to come in right away. Like every team has different circumstances. Like he could just sit behind Derek Carr and just learn, just like how the Titans did with Malik Willis and Tannehill and Will Levis and Tannehill, and that paid off for them. It didn't work for Willis, but they tried, but it working for Will Levis, and now it's looking like they got their quarterback of the future, and that whole division is solidified for the next 10 years, and I think that's how it's going to be in the NFC South this upcoming draft. Everybody going to have a guy. The Jags got T. Law, the Colts got Anthony Richardson. The Texans got C.J. Stroud. And the Titans found their guy with Will Levis. So I think the NFC South is going to be the version of the AFC South this upcoming draft when everybody has their guy. Uh, the Jaguars there was a step ahead with T. Law. And I think that the Panthers there could be a step ahead with Bryce Young. I just think they probably need to get a new offensive coordinator for him and get him some weapons, and he probably be all right. We're gonna see
Yep.
the jury's still out.
Yep. Yeah. Like, I remember, because everybody, I remember sitting back on draft night watching the Colts select Anthony Richardson, and in the back of my head, I feel like Anthony Richardson might be Andrew Luck 2.0, and here's why. He's out for the year in his rookie season. The Colts O line, every time they get a young, good quarterback, they forget how to protect them. And, you know, but the stupidest theory somebody's ever told me is that the Saints or Andrew Luck retired. And I just look at you and I'm like, are you stupid or something? Because they always say bounty gate when Peyton in the Super Bowl when we play Peyton Manning. First of all, if that was true, then we would have played the backup quarterback in the Super Bowl. But yet Manning still played. So that injury was obviously not enough to keep him out. And then it was the year after that they started saying tank for Luck after they got rid of Manning. So it's not our fault that Luck like because our defensive lineman does not kill everybody on purpose anymore. So I don't know what your idea is, but it's stupid. Whoever thinks that the Saints are the reason Luck retired, I hope you find the help you need, bro.
What do you make of the whole situation with Michael Thomas yesterday?
I just think that Kenner Police Department, I think they're on track to win the NFC South. Cause like,
Are they undefeated? I'm surprised the body cam footage haven't came out. I'm surprised the YouTube video hasn't came out.
because we're talking about, man, the Saints, bro. We're number one in the division, but we have to watch out for the Kenner Police Department because they might snatch the division right from us.
Hey, well, I tell you this, Mike. If we lose to the Minnesota Vikings, I hope the Kenner Police Department pull over Dennis Allen. That's what I hope.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, man. I just think the players they gotta, you know, move with a little bit more. They gotta move smart. I think that the speeding ticket, he can't be speeding in certain zones. We all get that. But I think the police, I think they over exaggerate. And this contractor, I just think he was just trying to get clout off of Michael Thomas' name, but I think it's going to definitely backfire off of him. And I'm not sure how it exactly went down, but you gotta be careful when you're a player, man, because you're a target. Like some people just trying to make a come up off of you, just like how they did with Elvin Kamara. Like he seen Elvin Kamara as a target, and Elvin Kamara, he didn't hold frame, and I guess he let his emotions get the best of him, and now that dude just getting an easy payday, an easy lawsuit. So, man, hopefully the players could just get it together and
You know what I don't like though?
what.
That these people, like, they know that they're professional athletes, and I don't hear the excuse that they may not watch football. The guy literally admitted that he watched Michael Thomas. If you know the dude's a physical athlete and that he has work in the morning because he has to prepare for a game that ain't even at home, of course he's gonna be mad. Should he have picked up a brick? Well, that's a different situation. But if you are literally parked with a 60-foot trailer in front of a dude's house, I might throw a brick too. Especially if I'm getting paid millions of dollars and I can't go home to sleep in the house that I pay for. And you don't pay for that house, so get off my property. You always want to say, man, he broke somebody else's property. Well, you're on my property, so why can't I retaliate and break your property or your whatever? So
Well, they've been digging more deep into the case and the situations. It seems like he's being untruthful, but if he is and he's caught being untruthful, definitely gonna take a hit to his business. Definitely gonna take a hit to his name and just him as a man and his character. and it's just going to backfire on him. And Michael Thomas could be in every right to just sue because
Yeah,
it's made like national news when you make false claims on public figures and things of that nature. It could be consequences to that. But
yep.
I think Michael Thomas is going to bounce back with a huge game.
He always does.
Yeah, he had no targets last game. It was almost like he's just due for a big game.
Yep.
You have a score prediction.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I had lots of thought about this, and I'm not really scared of the Vikings, but I wasn't really scared of the Texans, and we still lost to them. But that was some bullcrap. But I have it being a mid-range score. I have the Saints winning by 18, and I have the final score being 28-10.
Hmm. Well, I think it's going to be hard to put up 8 points when we have to go against number one pass in the league, and they have a good coordinator.
And
And
that didn't stop us before.
yeah, it didn't stop us before, but I don't know. Minnesota always just present a thorn in our side. It just always back and forth with. But who do you think is a sleeper to have a huge game?
So I think who might have a good game that nobody's expecting. Don't be surprised if Isaac Yiadom has a couple interceptions and a couple pass deflections.
Okay, what's the reason for that? Because I don't see how he could see the field. He was really on the field a lot due to injuries, but you know,
Well, like, yeah, well, part of me thinks that, because, like, I have things playing out in my head where I think Yiadom's going to come in for a couple plays if Debo starts getting gas, and he's going to have a big role in the game, that he's going to be in for a few more plays in the second half. And then Joshua Dobbs might not know who Yiadom is, so he targets him. Because when Yiadom was playing, he was like that. Or, well, yeah, he had a couple issues, but he was pretty good.
mm,
So I think Yiadom's going to get a few extra plays tomorrow, and I think he might get a couple interceptions, maybe even one or two pass deflections.
mm. Well, before that happened, I actually think that Colin Sanders will get a touchdown. I think Jimmy Graham will get a touchdown. Maybe Javon go for over 100. Maybe Micah go for over 100. Maybe Alante get his first career pick. Maybe Groupie hit a 55 yarder, But if y'all come in and get 2 picks, I wouldn't be mad at it. Like I said, man, Dennis Allen, he's did a good job when it comes to defensive backs. Um, I would like to
I
see
will give him credit for that. He is good with that.
Yeah, I would like to see a pick with Jordan Howden. It's a lot of things I would like to see. I would like to see a strip sack from Brian Brzee. Like, you know, you said you forgot to mention him. Like, if he get a strip sack, a lot of people will remember his name. So yeah, man, I see us winning. I don't think we're gonna win by 18. I think it's gonna be close. I think it's gonna be along the lines of maybe like 24 to 20, 24 to 17. Um, I think it's going to be a dog fight. I think we have the better roster, but I think they have the better coaching. So, and that's a team that they just don't give up. Like they're going to keep fighting. They're going to just go with all the odds against them, and they're just going to rally, man. And I think they out there fighting for Jefferson and fighting for Kirk Cousins. Josh Dobbs. They're just,
Hey, you want to know the future quarterbacks the Saints play for the rest of the year?
oh,
So we play the Dobbs tomorrow. Then it's our bye. We play Heineke twice. We play Bryce Young, Baker Mayfield, Matthew Stafford slash Carson Wentz. We play Tommy DeVito, and that's it.
mm-hmm.
Does any of those quarterbacks that I just named scare you other than maybe Baker Mayfield?
The only one that really scares me is Jared Goff.
Oh yeah, him too. But I don't really. But yeah, I don't really count him because like we already know he's gonna probably tear us up. But
Yeah, I mean, Baker Mayfield, he actually playing decent this year. Like, I would like to see us play them at their house. I want to see a full game between Sean and Mike Evans. A lot of people felt like Mike Evans was getting the best of Sean, which he kind of was. But I think if Mike Evans would have never left the game, I still don't think he would have just put up multiple touchdowns on Sean, going over 100 yards. I don't think that would have happened. So
hey,
hopefully,
only one time Lattimore faced off against Evans. Evans had a good game only once.
yeah, that's why I say I don't think it would have happened that game, but it was looking like it. I could understand why people think that would have happened, but I just hope they both played throughout the whole game so we could really see this matchup, uh, and may the best man win.
Yep.
But it's going on an hour now. I think I'm gonna go ahead on and cut the stream short, man. Thanks for your commentary, Mike. Always a pleasure to have you on the show. I'll be going live again after the game sometime tomorrow night. So if you want, you're always welcome to come back, man.
Yep. Yeah, and I know Jerry knows this. I don't know if he's still here, but yeah, I just had to. That's why I'm not really talking as loud as I would, because I just had to waste my breath yelling at this stupid Bears fan who made a video on me 3 months ago, basically blasting me. And I told him if the Saints beat the Bears, because he said that they were going to whoop us. I told him if the Saints beat the Bears, I was going to watch his video and react to it. That's what I did. It's up on YouTube now, and yeah, he wanted me to bet my YouTube channel, saying that I should delete it if the Saints don't make the Super Bowl. Hell no, I ain't making that bet.
Yeah,
Why would I bet? Why would I bet something I love doing for a football game, bro?
yeah. Well, I
That's
told
like betting me from. That's like making sure I don't walk again if the Saints don't ever win another game, bro. Like what?
yeah. Well, I told you before we played the Bears, I thought we was gonna win, and I said we was gonna set a bell trap and make some bell back stuff. And I said gonna be able to get your revenge on that guy. So hopefully you got your revenge. And if
Oh,
any
I did it.
talking like that, that's a Vikings fan. Hopefully you get your
It
revenge.
was so bad that he literally blocked me.
Yeah. Well, you know how they go. You definitely wouldn't have been blocked had they won. So
Yeah.
just take the block as another win. Another L for
Yeah.
him because he felt it in his heart when he blocked you. So at the end of the day, we got the Vikings next, and we got to go out there and put up or shut up. Like, I think this is probably one of the most important games of the season. So we could either be
Hey, you
trending.
want to know what he also told me though?
What happened?
So literally like 10 minutes after we won, he like I said I told you we were gonna whoop your ass on Sunday. And then he told me you beat a D2 quarterback. You want a cookie? And then I told him, yes, make a chocolate chip with a bear suck on the side. Yeah. And I think that's what got me blocked. But man, because, hey, if you can't handle the heat, then get out the kitchen.
Hey, you tell him, Mike.
Yeah.
All right, but all right, Mike, I'm gonna go ahead on the end of the stream. You got anything else you want to say before I let you go?
Man, go Saints. Me and the Who That Center are going to be streaming the game tomorrow evening. So if you want to see somebody getting angry at the Saints being stupid, go check out that. And other than that, Who That, let's go beat the Vikings in Minnesota.
All right, man. Who that, man?
Yeah. Bye.
All right. Yeah, man, that was Mike right there, always calling, shaman, and supporting the show, man. Shouts out to Mike. Shouts out to Jerry. Big supporters of the channel. I was hoping to get some Dennis Allen supporters up in the stream tonight, but maybe it was just too late on a Saturday night. Who knows? But we're definitely going to go live again tomorrow night. Probably be going live around 7, 8 o'clock. We're gonna see. It just depends on what time I get back home. But it should be a fun matchup, man. Hopefully the Saints win, get this W on to the Falcons next, and we're gonna go from there, man. But y'all be safe. Shoot, and who that, man? Let's get it tomorrow, man.